Hi, I'm Claire Thomas, welcome to Bias. Well, with 2014 almost at a close, there's no better time than now to look at 3 of the most unlikeliest trends to hit this year. First has to be normcore. It was the word on everyone's lips this year. I've tried to explain this trend to a lot of people recently, and all I can say is picture the cast of Seinfeld, imagine what they wore back then, and put it into today's setting. So it's pretty much this self-aware anti-style. You're not subscribing to any trends and you're not really dressing for anyone.
Doesn't follow the trends.
It looks ridiculous in that thing.
You have no eye for fashion!
Number 2 is culottes. Love them or hate them, they were massive this year. I think they got huge popularity thanks to that leather pair of Fendi culottes that we saw everyone in the fashion world wearing. Then they filtered down and down into the mainstream stores where we've all been wearing them, and a ton of celebrities have got on board with that trend too. The third unlikeliest trend was fringing. I'm actually a huge fan of fringing, but the way it was done this year was a little bit different. It literally looked as though these massive designers went to curtains and chopped off the fringe and put it just at random parts on the outfit. It worked for some. So I guess when looking back at these unlikely trends, it's pretty easy to say 2014 was definitely the year that the man repeller style became huge. One of the best parts of the Christmas season has to be the parties. Depending on your experience, the work Christmas party is either the most dreaded or the most looked forward to party of the year. So for those of you in the office this year who have to go straight from meetings to mingling, I've put together some really cool day to night outfits just for you. I love this Carla Spetic dress. It's real business up the top and can easily transform into a party down the bottom. For work, I would team it with a long line blazer and a pair of nude pumps, and I'd swap those out at night time for a pair of high heel booties. And a little tip, I'd unbutton the last few buttons on the dress to show off the heels and make it a little more casual. This Zara dress is not only hugely affordable, but it's really on trend. For work, I'd team it with a pair of ballet flats, and at night, I would put on a pair of really chunky wooden wedges. I'd tie a knot in the bottom of the dress to make it a little bit more shorter and party appropriate, and I'd pop my hair into a top knot for a really cool, relaxed vibe. Also from Zara is this gorgeous high-waisted A-line midi skirt. It'd look really cute with a knit top for work, which I'd swap out later in the night for a really structured crop, and I'd look for a crop with embellishments to get into the party season.
Deck the halls with bells of holly. La 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 la. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la. La 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 la.
2014 has been a huge year for the fashion industry. We've said some really sad goodbyes, we've welcomed in some newcomers, and everyone has been talking about these massive brand collaborations that have been happening. So let's have a look at some of the top stories in 2014. We saw Jason Wu team up with Boss, we saw Jeremy Scott team up with Moschino and had everyone talking. Nicolas Ghesquiere debuted at Louis Vuitton, but the most controversial collaboration of all was the return of John Galliano to Maison Martin Margiela, which is pretty huge. We said a really sad goodbye to one of fashion's most iconic names and faces, Oscar de la Renta, and we welcomed in new designers Tome, who got the nod of approval from Anna Wintour and the other noticeable fashion heads on the CFDA panel. Converse sued just about everyone who has knocked off their Chuck Taylor design. Rihanna stepped out wearing that see-through dress. Pharrell debuted the most obnoxious hat by Vivienne Westwood. It even got its own Twitter handle, it was that popular. So a ton has happened in 2014 in the fashion industry. I cannot wait to see what 2015 has in store.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
The it haircut for 2014 was definitely the bob. We saw it absolutely everywhere, from models on the runway to celebrities cutting off their tresses, undergoing these huge transformations. The best part about the bob is that it's really low maintenance and it suits just about every face shape. Contrary to popular belief, there's actually a lot you can do with a bob. You can wear it severely straight, curly or wavy, you can slick it right back, you can wear a low pony, you can play on that side part, you can really do anything, just have fun with it. And if you're still not totally on board with the haircut of 2014, have a look at some of these huge celebrities rocking it this year. Sienna Miller, Lily Collins, Lara Bingle, just to name a few. One of the biggest questions at New Year's is, what are you doing for the night? Closely followed by, what are you going to wear? I've been asked this so often lately that today I thought I would take you from go to woe of how I'm going to get ready for the night. First step, and the most obvious step, is to pick your outfit. We all know that New Year's Eve parties go for a really long time, so pick something that's super comfortable. I also like to choose something that's a bit fun and sparkly and bright, reflective of the night. Next up, I do my hair. I always make sure I do this before my makeup because I'd be using straightening irons or curling irons and you don't want it to melt your makeup. Next is the makeup. I'm not a massive makeup wearer and I think it's a really important rule to stick to either a really heavy eye or a heavy lip. And tonight I'm going for the lipstick. And last step, which will pull your whole outfit together, is to pick your shoes and accessories and you're good to go. Alright guys, I'm all ready for my New Year's Eve party. This will be the last Bias episode for the year, so I'll see you in 2015. Happy New Year! Woo!